Hello, my name is Grace Templeton. I'm a member of the class of 2022. I'm an English major with a minor in education and a concentration in literature. And this past semester, spring 2021, I served as an intern with the Westfield State University Office of Public Affairs. The Office of Public Affairs at Westfield State University supports the mission of the university by building and maintaining positive communication with the media. So bringing newsworthy stories about ideas from Westfield State to the media's attention, some ideas that are new, different, topical, unusual, and or important is definitely one of the key missions of the Office of Public Affairs, and also serving as the key point of contact between the university and surrounding communities. We are interested in what you are and what you are doing in and around Westfield State University, as the Office of Public Affairs website states. This semester, I worked with Troy Watkins. He was my site supervisor. He is the communications specialist for the Office of Public Affairs, and Troy gave me projects and up-to-date information for different pieces I was working on, and he also served as the key point of contact between the other members of the Office of Public Affairs. Trisha Oliver, I was in contact with as well. She is the director of campus communication, and she served as the responsible person for development and strategy of communication and outreach on behalf of the president and the university, including media relations, public relations, and internal and external communication between the university and surrounding communities. I also got to work with Lorraine Martinelli. She provided me extensive and very thorough feedback on the pieces that I was working on, and in turn helped me heighten my pieces to be more concise and more clear for members of the Westfield State University community to read. This internship was right for me because I am a people person and I enjoy working with different people, and I really like that aspect of communication. I'm also very good at my time management and also giving a voice to the stories that I'm telling, and I'm very passionate about writing and representing the university. Some very big key takeaways from this internship were strengthening the communication skills that I thought I had already had in a different way, and giving a new lens on the revision and editing process as opposed to just my experience with it through creative writing or through analytical writing, and also understanding the importance of context in the stories that I was telling. A helpful piece of advice that Troy had given me at the beginning of the semester is that cooperation is needed to move forward with any articles. So understanding how to follow up with emails and send multiple emails in order to get those quotes that I needed, that was definitely a very new experience for me. And this kind of experience provided me with understanding the extent and the time put into the world of public relations, and how you can't just write a story with getting one quote, and oftentimes there's a lot more information needed for different stories. The examples of the work that I completed were press releases, which include timely and kind of pressing information that we would like to release to the university and the surrounding community, and also newswise articles for the university to let everyone know of events and different kind of things that are going on campus. One of my favorite pieces that I worked on this semester was a press release that featured Dr. Catherine Savini's published article on linguistic racism. This was something that I was not familiar with before writing this press release, and she was very thorough in giving me feedback and finalizing quotes and making sure that everything was exactly the intent for which she anticipated it would be. And this was also featured in the Westfield News, and it served as a really great precedent for other projects throughout the semester because of the extensive communication that we went through. I think it was almost 2 weeks that we went through to make sure that everything was finalized and perfected. I also wrote a Newswise article for the Arno Maris Art Gallery collaboration with Springfield Public Schools. I worked with curator Faith Lund, and I actually attended the gallery talk in person, even though it was virtual on Zoom, and I was able to gather really extensive and insightful quotes from a lot of the artists present, as well as Westfield State University faculty members as well. This piece was also featured in the Westfield News, and it gave me great experience attending an actual event in person, and it highlighted the Westfield state relationships with surrounding communities, such as Springfield Public Schools. Another Newswise piece that I covered was the film discussion series, and throughout the semester, the films Get Out, Hidden Figures, and Blade Runner were discussed in different panel discussions with faculty members present as well, and that was another great example of current events happening on campus. Another press release that actually extended throughout most of the semester was the Model United Nations simulation press release, and why it extended throughout most of the semester was because the events were held kind of sporadically, and one of them got canceled, and this was just another great experience working with faculty and getting quotes from other students that were present. And also, I was able to write the feature for Focus Magazine on senior Gabby Trudeau, and one of the great pieces of advice that Troy gave me for this was that news and feature writing is quite different. He knew I could do it, but his primary piece of advice was that writing a feature was to show, don't tell, and bring the reader into the story. This experience gave me confidence to write beyond the analytical and creative world of writing. I never thought I had a voice to tell stories beyond the subjective view, but I quickly came to understand just how incredible it can be writing it from the objective point of view as well. And I also learned how imperative it is to give individuals insight into our university, even from towns and cities away. And it also gave me thorough and incomparable insight into the world of public affairs, and I began to see the ideas of workshop in an entirely different sense. I only wish it could have been in person, but this opportunity to see the university communications beyond the surface level has been amazing.